With us now is Sonos CEO Patrick Spence. Patrick, strong quarter, a little constrained on December, but you're excited about 2022. So thanks for joining us, first of all. That's where I'd like to start. What's your sense of the number of Sonos devices that your typical customer is going to have when they're fully penetrated? And what is your upgrade cycle like? Are you getting consumers who bought a Sonos maybe 3-4 years ago to upgrade at the rate that you need to?
It's great to be back, John. Thanks for having me. You know, it goes right to the heart of our model, right, which is so unique compared to anybody else in consumer electronics. So yesterday we reported that we've actually gone from 2.9 products in last year to 3 products per average home this year. And 46% of our sales last year came from customers that were adding another Sonos speaker to their system. We've said over time, we think we can take that 3 to 4 to 6, anywhere from 4 to 6. And that really, I would say it's only limited by our own imagination. You know, we're always working on an exciting roadmap, doing new products in the categories we play, but also looking at a lot of new categories to enter. And so we have this flywheel, right? We have the new homes coming in, and we had over 1.6 million of those come in 2021. So we're now in over 12.6 million homes. And then we have those existing customers coming back in force to add additional ones. And you see that in the results, record number of existing customers coming back and a record high for the average number of products per home. So we want to take, John, that 3, move it to 4 to 6 over time, but we're also in only under 10% of the total addressable homes that we see in the markets we're in today. That's before you even get into international expansion. So that's why we've put out such a bullish forecast for fiscal 22.
Patrick, I look at you guys, I look at Apple, and I note the strength that you guys have. You were able to hold off Apple's attempt to sort of enter this space with a larger product, a more expensive product. They weren't able to do that. But Apple, with the iPhone in particular, has had this kind of semi-subscription model because wireless carriers are a part of what gets these devices into consumers' hands. And I wonder if you have any sense of a subscription model for Sonos or partnerships that get you there.
You know, we last year we introduced our first subscription service, so that was Sonos Radio HD. We're extremely pleased with the progress there, and Sonos Radio has become the 3rd most listened to service on our platform, which is pretty exciting. These coexist with all our partnerships with Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, you name it. You know, we have every music service on earth, and that's why I think customers choose us fundamentally. We do think that not only is part of really our system and our story the fact that there's increasing customer lifetime value through devices, but we believe that there are, over time, other services that we can add to the system. But we're so early in getting into all of these homes, right? So we need to stay focused right now, to me, really on getting into more and more of those homes and making sure we see that kind of flywheel in terms of the existing customers continuing to engage heavily with the product and then buying their next one, right? And so, you know, you mentioned upgrades. That's not something that happens with Sonos. That's one of the things I'm most proud of, is that we build products that are going to be in your home for, you know, over a decade, right? And so that's almost unheard of in consumer electronics. And it develops really, you know, this great loyalty with customers, and they keep adding more and more over time. So we have such a unique model, and you're really seeing the power of it now in our fiscal 21 record results and what we have planned for 22.
Yeah. Patrick, you're talking about strong demand, but let's talk about supply. How are you navigating the supply chain constraints, and how do you see that impacting that all-important calendar 4th quarter?
Yeah, good morning, Julia. You know, it has been something that we've dealt with quite successfully over the course of fiscal 21. I am so proud of the way our team and our partners all throughout the supply chain have really helped us be able to deliver, you know, the amount to consumers that we have. We have a very significant backlog right now. Demand is strong. I think the consumer, and our consumer specifically, is extremely strong. The supply challenges are going to be most acute from what we can see right now in this December quarter. So we mentioned that yesterday, but I think it's really a speed bump on a long-term trajectory of growth. So we mentioned yesterday as well, we're ahead of our plans for fiscal 2024. So we set those targets back in March, and we're ahead of what we said at that particular point in time. So we feel really, really bullish for the long term. But we do have some supply headwinds, like you said, in the short term. And a lot of that boils down to chips. There's the container shortages. There's the things, all of you talk about every single day that we've been facing. But I do expect that to get better as we progress through 2022.